Sword Rider, Transformers reviews and toy related chat. Sword Rider, Sword Rider.
So TFN's been and gone for another year. I don't know about you, but I had an amazing time there, and I hope everyone who went had as good time as me, because it was absolutely brilliant. I'll get into the details of my thoughts and about all the fun I had and the photos, and videos and memories in my reflections video, which I'll do over the next week or so. But I'm sure for now what you want to have a look at is what I got. What is my TFNation haul? And it's been a good one. I didn't follow my own advice. I spent a lot of money. But you know what? On reflection already, these are things that are going to stay in my collection, which is why I didn't mind investing in them. I'm not going to mention the price of any of the things I've bought, except for maybe one or two, but there are reasons for that. But shall we get straight into it? Shall we look at the non-transforming toy items? So, signatures first. I got my Ladybird book signed. Autobot Lightning Strike. There you go. Pretty cool. I really wanted him to sign the front so I could stick it in the case, but never mind. And I got Daniel Reardon to sign my Car Robots DVD to Rich Terrorise. He was a class bloke, really nice guy. Really enjoyed meeting him. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get a Stan Bush signature, and that's because it was just taking too long. I had an argument with myself in the head, oh, you're here now, you're never going to see him again, you would want to meet him, all that kind of stuff. But to be fair, the concert was a good enough memory for me. I've got some videos, I've got some photos, I've got unbelievable memories, and a signature on a DVD that I would never look at. Yeah, I made that decision. Do I regret it? Not quite sure yet. I'll let you know in my next video. I also got the TFNation book, which I haven't read yet, but the artwork's pretty amazing. I also got Toy Food's Master Force book, which again, pretty cool. I got Ben and Dorian's Refined Robot Company book, which again, I'm really looking forward to having a read of. Some really good pictures in there. Look at that. Amazing. I got a postcard from Becca. Thanks for that. Got a postcard from Dom with Beachcomber chilling out on the beach, which is pretty cool. I got a trading card from someone who I can't remember his name. I'm so sorry. But I got Darkstorm, and I think these are really cool. It's a shame I didn't get the rest of them. I got a Jinrai badge, and I can't remember where I got that from, but I got it anyway. And finally, I met a fellow who I've been watching on YouTube for a couple of months now, Rudy. Had an amazing time with him, spent the majority of the weekend with him, and he gave me some amazing drawings. Now, Rudy mentioned to me that he was handing out these drawings that he's done, and he wanted to be them like Panini stickers where you would swap and change them, where he's handing packs with 6 drawings in or 5 drawings in, and someone else might have got a different drawing in there. He was kind enough to me to give me the entire set, so I've got all these amazing pieces of art which Rudy drew. Absolutely stunning stuff. Cyclonus there looking absolutely brilliant. RC, Insecticons, Kranex, I think it is from the movie. Junkyard, Reflector, some Seekers. Oh, the Rainmakers, of course, from the episode on Cybertron. If you guys remember that. Scrap Heap, Ultra Magnus looking stunning. Diaclone Insecticons, Lifeline. I think that was she was a medic, wasn't she? I think on the planet where Sandstorm came from. Junkions again, Arbus, Spectro Viewfinder and Spyglass there. Ultra Magnus in a wonderful brown deco. Like a yellow Cyclonus. These are looking really G2. Killing Jar. There we go. Oh, Shattered Glass Repgar there, Shattered Glass Junkyard, and a Shattered Glass Scrap Heap. That's amazing. Optimus, Nemesis, Ultra Magnus, and that might be Shattered Glass Prime. But thank you so much, Rudy, for those. It's an amazing gift, and you took so much effort to do those, and thank you so much for giving me those, Rudy. I was really chuffed when you did, and I'm definitely going to have some of those framed and put up on the wall. Amazing. Thank you so much, buddy. It means a lot. So, to start off with the toys, these weren't for me. These were for my little lad, Oliver. So I picked him up what they're called? A Titan Master, because he keeps stealing mine. So he's enjoyed playing with that. And as you can see, he's already gone AWOL, so he could be anywhere by now, probably down the side of the sofa. I also picked him up with a Throttlebot after Borders Dude suggested it, and it was quite dirty. He picked it up from Toy Foo, but not to worry, Oliver's taken it in the bath with him and gave him a good scrub, so he's nice and clean now. And I also picked him up an Armada Hot Shot because he keeps stealing mine, so we'll have a lot of fun with that. So I'm going to start off this haul with a little bit of negativity. Already an item I regret, and it's not because it was an item that I didn't want or I didn't enjoy. Oh dear. So I went to Toy Foo, I saw a hose head there, I've been after a hose head for a while, and I was umming and ahhing about it. I literally had it in my hand 5 or 6 times, and at the end of the day, at the end of the Saturday, I decided to pick him up. When I got back to the room and transformed him into fire engine mould, a little bit of the plastic sheared off. Don't know if you can see it there. Sheared off completely, which I was okay with because it's an older toy. So these things happen. What really disappointed me this morning is that when I tried to transform him back, it's just completely sheared in half, which is really, really unfortunate. However, that said, you know what? I'm not going to throw it in the bin. I'm not going to let it lie. I found a junker with loads of parts missing on eBay for I think it's £7 or £8, which I've ordered, and I'm going to repair this guy and try and make him whole again. So if you want to see that, just leave a comment below and I'll record it and I'll show you how I'll repair him. But a little bit gutted, that unfortunately Hosehead here, so, G1 dude I've been after for a while, is now hose dead. So anyway, those things happen, don't they? So we move on from it. But the first item I picked up was actually on the Friday, and this was a gift from Mr. Thu Adams. I asked him if he had one, and he was willing to give it to me, and it was a Energon Dust Storm. Now, I've been trying to complete the combiner for this. I'm missing one. I'm missing Bone Crusher. Couldn't find him all weekend at TFN. Not a single one of them there that was on its own anyway. But Thu donated him to me, so thank you very much, my friend. Really appreciate that. And he's gone to a good home. And I also picked up an Attack It, Starscream from Thu, because he was giving some of them away. So this year there was a few things that I picked up which I wanted to get last year, but the price was just too big. The leader figures last year were £60. Some of the Voyagers of Titan Return were, I think they were £35-ish, maybe even a little bit more. And it left some gaps in my collection. And the first item I picked up from TFN this year, once the dealer room open, was Overlord. I've really wanted one for a while. I got him from Kapow for £25 less than last year, so I was well chuffed to pick up him. But there was another 3 items that I picked up from Kapow in one transaction, and the biggest of which is Predaking. He's cool, he's big, he's nothing surprising, he's what you expect. I might do a big review on him, but I picked up Predaking as well. And to finish the purchase from Kapow, I also picked up Fans Toys Dracula, which is beautiful. Really, really lovely figure. The paint on it's phenomenal. So again, if you want me to do any reviews of these, just leave it in the comments below. But that was the first time the wallet came out, and that was the majority of my budget spent on these big guys. But you know what? I wanted Dracula before I went in there. I wanted Predaking before I went in there. I didn't want to run out of money and not get those two or risk losing them, so I got them straight away, essentially. Then I had a little bit of a lull for about 10 minutes, and then I wandered around. Took these back to the car because they were too big to carry around. And my good friend James, Soundwave1980, on Twitter, basically was talking about DX9's Powerglide, their Rithorken or something like that. I can't even say it. But he was cheaper than he's online, and we were having a discussion about him. And I went and got him. I love Powerglide. You get a story with him as well. I absolutely love this figure. I haven't transformed him yet. I'll make a confession. Don't know if I will. But he's beautiful and he looks great on the Masterpiece shelf. Look at the face sculpt on it. Stunning. And yet, of course, a story as well, which is really good. And his chest panel does open up. And the little hearts in there. It's lovely. Really, really cool figure. Really, really happy I got it. I do want to say at this point, I made myself a promise to James as well that I wasn't going to buy any movie box this year. And in fairness, I didn't. I wasn't even tempted by any one of them. I saw the Studio series, didn't want them. So yeah, I managed to stick to my guns with that one. Then I picked up a couple more G1 figures that have been kind of missing from my collection. Remember I was talking about like your safe bets, your things that you know are holes in your collection. I wanted a Stepper last year. I didn't get him. I got Smokescreen instead. Well, I picked up a Stepper. Obviously got his Nightstick with him, or Ricochet, or whatever it is. And his gun, missing his missile launcher, but I'm not too bothered about that. Really, really cool figure. I also picked up a Skids. It wasn't a lot of money. I've got the reissue one in the box, and I was toying with the idea of opening him. Well, I've got this one now, so I'll just muck about with this and have this one on display and keep the box one. Then I also got... What did I get? I picked up a G2 figure from Kapow. This wasn't a lot of money. In fact, this was the cheapest robot I got all weekend. Missing his gun. There wasn't a complete one there from what I saw. It was the only Turbo Master I was missing. He's in a bit of a battered way, but you know what? He's lovely, and I'm happy I picked him up. I also picked up an Armada Smokescreen, simply because I never had this toy. I've never had any of the mould of it, and it wasn't a lot of money, and it was complete, and I thought, you know what, it might be a bit of fun to muck about with it. I've been mucking about with a few Armada figures, and you know what? It's terrible, but it's a lot of fun at the same time. So yeah, I picked up him. Speaking of figures that were overpriced last year, I went to In Demand Toys, and they had some of the Titans Return Deluxes. Sorry, not Deluxes, Voyagers that I didn't get from last year. They had Blitzwing. I picked up Octane. There's something about that Blitzwing figure I don't quite like. I think it works better as Megatron, but Octane is one I definitely wanted to pick up, so I got him. Happy with that. Now, me and Rudy were having a discussion for hours, what it seemed, about how nice Takara Cup was. And I made the decision at the Kapow store, at the Toy Foo store, that I was going to buy Hosehead instead, because I thought that was a better value. But doesn't matter. But I then went back, and my last purchase on the Saturday was Takara Cup. I did want it. I love the mould. I've got the Hasbro one, and it's really beautiful. It's a great figure, and I'm happy I got it. And even happier now because it always reminded me of the hours that me and Rudy were chatting, deciding whether to buy this bloody thing or not. So that was wicked. I picked up one of the reissue Bumblebees with the different heads. Probably not going to open it, to be honest. I think it looks quite cool on the card. I would have picked up more, but I didn't really see the point because I've already got the original figures. I was toying with the idea of getting the Starscream. The Devastator looked amazing, but I couldn't justify spending that money on something I've already got. I also managed to pick up a G1 Encore Omega Supreme. Oh my god, this thing is beautiful. He didn't have his box, but he came with all instructions, the sticker sheet, and also his collector's card. And I'm over the moon to have him. He's wonderful. He's such a cool toy. I've always wanted an Omega Supreme. He's probably in my top 10 most wanted G1 figures. And to be honest, along with Hosehead and a few more that will come up later, I've managed to tick off about 4 of them in this convention, which is absolutely amazing. So yeah, Omega Supreme, brilliant figure for a really good price as well. Over the moon to have him in my collection, finally. So I also picked up James Roberts' Pretender Starscream. It was on the Kapow store for a tenner. I thought, you know what? I'm going to pick up that just because it's nice. It was James Roberts'. And it come with the inner robot Starscream, but not the wings. I walked round the hall, came back, and there was another Pretender Starscream on there without the inner robot, but with Starscream's wings. So I bought that one as well, just so I could get the parts for his wing. I know I'm missing his guns, but I have always wanted this guy as well. I'm a massive Starscream fan. And he's going to be another one potentially that I'll do a restoration on if anyone's interested in seeing. But yeah, this is James Roberts' Pretender Starscream. This is the inner robot, and this is some random person's wings. And I gave the other Pretender shell away, even though it was probably in a bit better nick than this one. I wanted to keep the one that was James Roberts, so I'm well chuffed with that, and it's nice to have him in my collection as well. So that was me done for Saturday. I really had shot my Transformer load, and I was exhausted, to be honest with you. I'll go into what we did on the night and the concert and all that in my reflections video, as I say. But me and James got a bright and early Sunday morning, had our breakfast with Borders Dude, and then we joined the queue at about 9:20 and went straight back in there. Now, I walked in and I wandered around a little bit and went straight for Toy Fu because I knew Toy Fu had some more stuff on there. And I spotted this little guy. I don't know where he's from. I've seen it before. It's a hot rod, basically, in odd colours. And I liked the look of it, and I thought, oh, I'll pick that up. So I wandered over to the G1 section where Hosehead was previously, and Roadbuster that I missed out on. And for those of you who watch my channel, I have one holy grail that I always talk about, G1 Swoop. And I've always thought that would have ended up costing me about 150 quid. And I look down and I see this guy. 30 years I've been looking for a G1 Swoop. I've never even seen one in the flesh. Not with my own eyes. I've held the KO. I bought a KO once, but it was rubbish. And this was sitting there. I will tell you how much this was, £40. Missing all his accessories. For some reason he's got Decepticon stickers all over him. I really don't care, because finally my G1 Dinobots are complete. And I might do a little video on this on its own, because this was a phenomenal find. I'm so happy I got him. And on the second day, you truly do find things sometimes when you're not looking for them. So yeah, I'm going to do a video on this. I might do a bit of the story about why Swoop was so hard to find, and also do a little bit of a restoration on him, try and get the parts, and I think that'd be an interesting video to pull together. But I got my holy grail. So, another lot of figures that I was looking to get in were the Terracons. Now, Hunger, I didn't actually see one. I saw one on the stall on the Friday night, but there was none about. On the Saturday, and I kind of decided in my head I wanted to get Blot, because Blot to me was the most interesting Terracon, and I'll pick up the other ones later. Ripper Snapper was amazing. I thought, well, I'll get Blot. He was 35 quid for some reason on In Demand Toys on the Saturday. On the Sunday I got there was one left and he was 20 quid, so I picked up Blot, which I'm quite happy about. I'm going to enjoy having a play with him. It's kind of nice not to get all the combined figures all in one go for a change, because normally what I'll do is I'll buy the entire wave, or I'll get a lump of them and just put them into limb modes. Ripper Snapper has been in his Monster Bot mode for a while, so I'm happy to pick up him and I'll enjoy having a play with him. And my final purchase of the day of TFNation was a little Octopunch. I did want the Bludgeon as well, but I went for Octopunch because I didn't want to spend 14 quid on 2 of them. But I picked up a little Octopunch, and is pretty cool. So I thought my day wasn't going to get any better. Not only my weekend even, not only had I picked up a lot of toys that I really wanted, that I've wanted in my collection for a while, some classic figures like G1 figures like Omega Supreme, like Pretender Starscream, like Stepper, like all of these figures, as well as some ones I missed out on last year. I had got my holy grail. After 30 years of searching, I got Swoop, and to me, I thought that was it. I thought that was the pinnacle of the weekend. And then I was in the queue waiting for Stan Bush, and a chap called Ross tapped me on the shoulder and said hello, and his son Riley. So hello Ross, Riley, I hope you're watching this. So Ross was saying how much him and his son enjoy watching my videos, and I stood and had a chat to him for a short while, and he said to me, "You still after a G1 bludgeon?" I went, "Yeah, I still haven't managed to pick one up. To be honest, I hadn't seen one in the entire weekend." And he says, "I've bought you mine. I want you to have it." I was like, "I can't accept this." But he went back up to his room, he come back down, and he gave me his G1 bludgeon, which is just, words can't describe how grateful I was and am about this. I'm just in awe that someone is so generous to donate a toy from their childhood to be part of my collection. And it will be sitting pride of place in my collection. I've already decided I'm going to go out on payday next week and buy another Detolf just so I can have a display with my Pretenders in. Thank you so much, Ross. Thanks so much, Riley. I hope you got back to Aberdeen okay. I hope you're enjoying Weird Wolf or Wolfwire from Titan's Return, Riley. I'm just in awe, and thank you so much. And I'll talk a little bit more about it in my reflections video. I am going to do a video restoring this guy. He's not in bad condition at all, that's not what I'm saying. But I know Ross was saying about his gun being a little bit dirty and then being a little bit dusty. So I'm going to give him a good clean, touch up a little bit of the grey and make him pristine and make him the centrepiece of the collection that he should be. Not only for who he is, but what it means. So thank you so much. So that's the end of the haul. 19 Transformers in total at TFN this year. Bit of a reduction from 40 the year before, but I think you'll agree that I've got a lot of quality for my purchases this year. I've got some standout items. I've got some amazing toys. And to me, there were two standout items from this entire weekend. Number one, I picked up my Holy Grail that I've been looking for since I was, 5, 6. And number two, I've got an item that will always be centrepiece in my collection, showing how generous and amazing our community is. I've been Zort Rider. I really hope you enjoyed TFN, and I'll be back to do a reflections video soon. Look after yourselves and take care.